Hi, this is Nitya Priya. We are going to see method overloading and recursion concepts in Java. Right. So first one is method overloading. We know what a method is. A method is a block of statements that when executed that will give a result. So a method can be executed by calling it. Okay. Once a method will be defined and whenever and wherever we want to call it, we can call. Whenever we call it, it will be executed, it will give its output. So that is a method. So the advantage of method is creating it once, but we can execute it multiple times, right? So that is the advantage. It saves time and space, right? So here is method overloading. We are going to see method overloading is having the same method name for multiple methods and keeping the parameter lists different. I repeat, we create multiple methods with the same name with different parameter lists. Okay, so when we call the method, we'll give the parameters accordingly and the corresponding methods will be executed, right? But the method name will be the same. That is overloading. So that is it. With method overloading, multiple methods can have the same name with different parameters. Okay, so this is float my method. My method is the method that is overloaded here. So the first method's parameter is float x and int y, and the second would be double x and double y. Okay, so when I execute a float number and an int number, I'll get a float number. Okay, so the return type of the first method is float. When I execute two double numbers, I'll get a double number as the result. So the return type of the second method is double. Okay, so see, the name of the methods are the same. Both the methods have the same name, but the parameter lists are different. Since the parameter lists are different, the return type is also different. Here is the we are going to overload the method called add. See, the first method we give two integers, so the return type is int. Okay, see the second line, static int add of int x int y. So the parameters are two integers and the return type is also an integer. See the fourth line, we again use the same method name add, but the parameters are different, two double numbers, and so the return type is a double. We give static double add. Okay, so the first type is static int add, right? So you have to note it. In both the methods, we just add the parameters. Two integers we add in the first method, two double numbers we add in the second method. Okay, so within the main method, we call both the methods. See, add of 8, 5. We give two integers. In the second calling, we give two double numbers. Okay, 4.3 and 6.26. So what do? Some values it will return. The first method will return an integer and second method will return a double number. So for getting it, we create two variables accordingly. Okay, we create an integer my number 1 and we create a double variable my number 2 to get the output of the methods. Okay, and we just print it in the last two lines. Okay, so my number 1, my number 2, we just print. So the output would be on the right side. It will be like on the right side. Okay, I hope you understood the method overloading. If you don't understand, you just repeat the slides, repeat the video and watch again. Right, so that's all about method overloading. Now we see recursion. Recursion is what is? It is a technique of making the function call itself. Okay, when a function calls itself, it is recursion. Simply, that is recursion. Okay, when a function calls itself, that is recursion. What is the advantage of recursion? Recursion, when we use recursion, a complicated program will turn out into a simple one. That is the advantage. So when I show you the example, you will understand. See, I'll show you the program, then you'll see the previous slide, right? So the main class, that's the class, the name of the class is main. Okay, that's not the main class. The name of the class is main. we have a main method there, so automatically it is the main class, right? So we have an integer, that is result. Okay, so for, I'll show you the method first. So public stat int sum of int k, that is the method to be recursed. Okay, so public stat int sum of int k, right? So if k is greater than 0, we return k plus sum of k minus 1. What does it do? No, when we pass, for example, 5 will be added plus sum of k minus 1, that is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4, right? So k plus sum of 4. What is done here? Again the sum is called, the method is called. So now I pass 4. In the first time I passed 5, now I am passing 4. So I check the status of 4. If k is greater than 0, then I return k plus sum of k minus 1. So already we had 5, now it is 4. Okay, so 4 plus sum of 3 now. Again k is passed, the 3 is passed, k status is checked is greater than 0. Again we will compute k plus sum of k minus 1. Now it is 3 plus sum of 2. Okay, so like that. So in the last time I will compute 2 plus 1. Okay, right. Again I will compute 1 for, I will pass 1. So this time I will pass 1 plus 0. When it is 0, the method will not be recursed because the condition is k should be greater than 0. So when it turns out to 0, it will not be executed again. So that is it. See, this is the execution of the method. If x is equal to 5, it will compute x digits starting from 1, such as 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, right. So it will compute x digits, it will add x digits starting from 1. So it when start from 1, it will reach x by adding all the integers, all the digits. So it will start from 1. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Why did we give give it in the reverse order? No? That is how the computation is done. First 5 is added, then 4 is added, then 3, then 2, then 1. So that is the order of computation. So that's why we have given it here, like in the reverse order. Okay, I hope you understand. So this is the program. I explained the program already. So here when I call the program, I give the parameter 10. There I have given 5, but when I call it, I give 10. So it will compute like 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 and up to 1. So the output would be 55. Okay, right. And that's all about recursion. I hope you understand. Both the concepts are very important in Java. So watch it again until you understand. Thanks for watching.